Shohei Ohtani was supposed to be the player everyone watched at the plate. Instead, in a tense 6-5 Dodgers victory over the Kansas City Royals, it was what he did on the bases that changed the entire game. And with his left knee already a concern, every explosive sprint, every turn around the bases, and every aggressive decision suddenly carried much more weight. The Dodgers entered this game needing something positive. They had just endured a brutal stretch of baseball, and even after snapping their 7-game losing streak against Arizona, they still needed to build momentum. The Royals, meanwhile, came into Dodger Stadium ready to make things difficult. For long stretches, Kansas City looked like the team in control. But then Shohei Ohtani started creating problems. The Royals jumped ahead early, putting Los Angeles in a hole before the Dodgers' offense could settle into the game. Kansas City eventually built a 3-0 advantage, and for a moment, it looked like another frustrating night might be waiting for the Dodgers. Then Ohtani stepped into the batter's box. With a runner on second and nobody out in the third inning, Ohtani drove a pitch into the gap for an RBI double. It was the kind of hit the Dodgers desperately needed. Not a home run. Not some spectacular blast into the stands. Just a hard, timely hit that immediately changed the energy inside the stadium. The Dodgers were finally on the board. And Ohtani wasn't finished. After Freddie Freeman reached base later in the inning, Ohtani remained aggressive on the bases. Instead of simply waiting for the next big hit, he looked for opportunities to advance. That aggressive mentality became one of the defining themes of his night. Because this wasn't simply about getting hits. It was about constantly forcing the defense to make decisions. That's something that can be easy to overlook when watching Ohtani. Fans naturally focus on the home runs, the massive hits, and the unbelievable numbers. But his ability to create pressure while running the bases can be just as dangerous. Every time he reaches base, the defense has another problem. Do you hold him close? Do you focus on the hitter? Do you risk giving up an extra base? And when Ohtani decides to run, the defense has almost no time to react. That became especially important later in the game. The Dodgers slowly fought their way back, and by the 6th inning, the offense finally exploded. Max Muncy delivered a huge 3-run double that helped Los Angeles take control and transformed what had been a 3-2 deficit into a 5-3 advantage. For the first time all night, the Dodgers appeared to have the game in their hands. But Kansas City wasn't done. The Royals answered in the 7th. Kyle Isbell hit a 2-run homer, suddenly tying the game at 5-5 and bringing all the pressure right back onto Los Angeles. One swing had erased the Dodgers' advantage. And now the next mistake could decide everything. That's when Ohtani came through again. Leading off the bottom of the 7th, Ohtani singled into center field. It was his second hit of the night and put one of the most dangerous runners in baseball on base at exactly the wrong moment for Kansas City. The game was tied. The Dodgers needed a run. And Ohtani was standing on first. What happened next showed why his value goes far beyond his batting statistics. With Andy Pages coming to the plate, Ohtani took off and stole second base. It was his 6th stolen base of the season according to the game statistics, adding another dimension to an already impressive offensive performance. Suddenly, the entire situation changed. Ohtani was no longer simply a runner on first. He was now in scoring position. One base hit could bring him home. And that's exactly what happened. Freddie Freeman stepped into the batter's box. Freeman had already been one of the Dodgers' biggest offensive contributors during the game, and once again, he delivered when Los Angeles needed him most. He lined a single that brought Ohtani home. The Dodgers were back in front. 6-5. And the run mattered even more because of how quickly Ohtani had transformed the inning. A single. A stolen base. Then a run. 3 decisions. One massive impact. Ohtani's night wasn't about one spectacular moment. It was about repeatedly putting himself in positions where something important could happen. And that's what makes his performance so interesting. Even when he doesn't hit a home run, he can still completely change a game. He can reach base. He can steal. He can force defensive adjustments. He can score. And he can turn a routine inning into a dangerous situation within seconds. But there was another layer to this performance that had Dodgers fans paying attention. Ohtani's left knee has been a major concern during this season. The Dodgers have already had to manage his workload carefully, particularly after irritation in the knee affected his pitching schedule. Manager Dave Roberts said in July that Ohtani would be out of the rotation indefinitely because of the knee issue, and the team has continued monitoring his condition while he contributes as a hitter. That makes his aggressive base running even more noticeable. Because when you watch Ohtani explode towards second base, round a corner, or accelerate toward home, you're not just watching a superstar running. You're watching an athlete whose body is already being carefully managed. And that's where the excitement and concern collide. For Dodgers fans, seeing Ohtani attack the bases is thrilling. But every high-speed movement also raises the same question. How much is too much? The Dodgers don't simply need Ohtani for one game. They need him for the entire season. They need his bat. They need his speed. They need his presence in the lineup. And eventually, they want his pitching back at full strength. That means every decision surrounding his knee carries enormous importance. Yet on this night, Ohtani didn't look like a player trying to protect himself from the moment. He looked like someone trying to win. And that's an important distinction. He didn't sit back and wait for the game to come to him. He created opportunities. The third inning double gave Los Angeles life. The seventh inning single gave them another chance. The stolen base moved him into scoring position. And Freeman's single finished the job. The Dodgers eventually held on for the 6-5 victory, with Ohtani finishing 2 for 4, scoring twice and driving in a run. Freeman was equally important, collecting 3 hits and delivering the decisive RBI single. And that tells us something important about this Dodgers team. They don't always need Ohtani to hit a 3-run homer. Sometimes, they simply need him to get on base. Sometimes, they need him to run. Sometimes, they need him to recognize an opportunity before everyone else does. That's exactly what happened against Kansas City. The Royals had the Dodgers on the ropes early. They built a lead. They watched Los Angeles fight back. Then they tied the game again. But the Dodgers kept answering. And Ohtani was right in the middle of that response.